Hi everyone, this is Sandy from Scissors in the City. This bonus project for our 2022 fall retreat is a holiday flip book. In your goodie bag, you will find these items. They're all from Simple Stories, and they're simple vintage Christmas lodge. You'll need the foam stickers, the 6x8 paper pad, your 4x6 flip book, the vintage Christmas lodge bits and pieces, 2 long strips of paper, and your twine. The tools and supplies you need to complete this project are your scoring tool, a trimmer, a 1/4-inch hole punch, stapler, scissors, 1/4-inch adhesive tape, your tape runner, and dimensionals. To begin this project, you will need your 6x8 paper pad and a trimmer. We're going to start with cutting all of our main pieces for our book, and then we will come back and embellish after. So we'll start with this piece of paper, and we want to trim it just below his skates. And then we need a 4 1/4 inch piece. So I'm going to turn it over, and I want 4 1/4. And then I just want to make sure that I'm not going to cut off the top of his head. I'm going to trim this a little closer by his skates. And then 4 1/4. So we have this piece. And this will be a piece for our cover, so we will set that aside. And then our extra pieces that we've trimmed off, we're just going to set them aside also, but not in the same stack. Then we will take this piece of paper. It's got your little cardinals on it, and on the back is the black and white check. And we're cutting that in half. So that is 4 inches. And set those papers aside. Then we need this flower on the light green background. It's got the cards on the back side. I'm going to cut that in half. Set those aside. Next is the trees. The back is the green check. Cut that in half. Then we have our holly. On the back is wishing you a Merry Christmas. We'll cut that in half. We have this vintage newspaper with the Santa Clauses on it. Back is a green pattern. Again, cut it in half. Then we have this diagonal stripe, and the back is a red print. Cut it in half. We have some flowers on the black background with the red and black check. Again, cut it in half. More cardinals. with the black check on the back. Cut it in half. And you have your black script. With the Santa Claus on the back. Cut it in half. Now we're going to need the red pattern with the diagonal stripe. This one we're going to cut it long at 4 inches. So again, we finished cutting all of our papers that we just cut in half. This one we're going to cut long. This dimension is 4 inches, and then the 8 inches. This piece is extra, so set that aside in your extra pieces. We have another one that we need to cut long. This is the flowers on the green background. And it's got the red pattern on the back. So we're going to cut that at 4 long ways. And we have one more that we're going to cut that way. So this is a green and red plaid with the acorns on the back. We're going to cut that at 4. Now for the main pages we are done with cutting, so I'm going to set my cutter aside. And we need our scoring tool up. So we'll go back to these 3 that we just cut long ways. And we need to score at 1 1/2 inch. So we're going to score it at 1/2 and also at 1. And that can be set aside. I don't know which way you can see it better. Same thing for this one. You're going to score it at 1/2 and 1. And again on this one. 1/2 and 1. Then we need another sheet of our acorns with the green and red plaid on the back. And we are going to score this one at 4 1/4 and 6 3/4. So again, 4 1/4 and 6 3/4. And we have one more that we're going to score like that. Which way is it? It's the flowers on the green background. So it's 4 1/4 and 6 3/4. Then you need to take your 2 long strips that you'll find in your goodie bag. And let's see, which way can I do this? This one we're going to score at 6 1/2, 7, 7 1/2, 8, and 8 1/2. So those are these marks. I'm going to go ahead and take them off. But again, 6 1/4, or excuse me, 6 1/2, 7, 7 1/2, 8, and 8 1/2. So So 6.5, 7, 7.5, 8, and 8.5. Set that aside. Then our next long piece is our big cardinals, and that's going to be at 7.5, 1.5. So it's 1/2, 1, and 7.5. 1/2, 1, and 7.5. And then you're done with your scoring tool. To begin this project, we need our flip book. And then here's the sample. I'll just set that aside. You take your flip book and open it up. And on the back, you'll see these little clips. Slide them. And then you can take this piece off. And your back cover comes off. And your photo sleeves. And then your cover, you can just leave those clips in there and set that aside. So what we're going to do, we cut all those papers. We're going to put them in the sleeves in order so that it's easier to build the book later. So to begin, you'll need your Santa Claus paper, and that's for the cover. So we'll set that aside with your cover. And then we're not going to look for the papers here yet because they're not full sheets. We need this paper with the green background and the flowers that you scored in 2 places. And you can go ahead and fold on those score lines. And it'll be like so. And we're going to go ahead and put that in a photo sleeve. And then set that aside, and we're just going to stack up these sleeves so at the end our book will be in order. So in the back is the red print, which is the back of the other paper. We now need our cardinals. This is the small cardinals. So take a photo sleeve, and then because we're going to be taking these pieces in and out, I'm not going to put them in the right way. I just want it in the sleeve so I know where to find it. And then the back should be a black check. Now we need our piece of paper that we cut. It's the 4x8 with the 2 score lines on it. Go ahead and fold those scores. And that gets set aside. On the back is the stripe, which is the back of that paper. Now we need our light green background of flowers. And again, take a photo sleeve. We're just going to set that in like so. And then the back is a tree, but that's not what's the back of this. So find your tree paper and also put that in there. Now we have another piece that we cut, a 4x8, the plaid with the score lines. And again, fold along your score lines. And the back is the acorns. You need the green check. Put that in your photo sleeve. On the back is your holly. That's not what that's on the back there. So we'll grab a piece of holly and put that in. Next we'll need our newsprint. We're going to continue to do this all the way through the book. and our cardinals. Then the long red print, folding along on those score lines. And the flower background is correct. And we need the diagonal stripe. Inserting in a photo sleeve. On the back should be the red print, which it is. That can be set aside. Now we need our long cardinal paper with the several score lines. So go ahead and fold those on the score lines. This one you don't have to worry about scoring back and front. It's only going to lay down the one way. Set that aside. Then we need our flowers with the black background. Putting that in a photo sleeve. And the back is the red plaid. We need our cardinals again. Putting it in the photo sleeve. And the black and white check. And then get your long piece of paper again, the one with several score lines. And that you need to fold along the score lines. And then set that aside. Now we need our script. And then that's going to go on the photo sleeve. But when you're getting this one, when you look at your script paper, we need the bottom half of the Santa. I have a top half here somewhere. Here's the top half. But we want to use the bottom half. So again, this is your script paper. Comes like this. We cut it in half. We're just using the bottom half of your Santa. And then we need our acorn paper, which we've scored a couple times. Go ahead and fold that on your score lines. And that goes in your photo sleeve. Now, everything should be in their photo sleeves. So for now, I'm just going to take my stack and set that aside because we're going to work on embellishing and finishing with the paper pieces. So we'll take this stack and set it aside. Let's start by decorating the front and back of our book. We need our foam stickers, some ephemera, and of course our papers. So I took the metal piece out of the cover. I'm going to set the back aside. And by taking out that, I can lay it flat on here. And I'm going to move my foam stickers aside for now. And we'll need our Santa Claus that we cut. He's going to go on there like so. Then we need our red and black check. And we're going to find that on this paper, Let There Be Peace on Earth. And what I'm going to do is trim it just on the top of that stripe. So I have a piece like this. And then I need our flowers with the black background. And I need a 3/4 of an inch piece there. Like so. And then I can set my trimmer. No, I can't. Not yet. Then we need to trim these pieces down to the size of the book. So that is just a hair over 4.5. So 4.5 is here, but it's gonna cut in the middle of the red, in the middle of the black. And I would prefer it all to be similar. So I'm going to try this. That still didn't work. Let's cut it right on the edge of this black. It was just a hair over 4.5. And now hopefully, yes. So I have a black piece here and a black square here. Black square here, black square there. I take this, and I think I don't want it white on the bottom. So we'll go just, again, a hair over, like so. And you can set our trimmer aside. And then you need whatever adhesive you want to use. I'm just going to use a tape runner. And this is going to be adhered right up against this fabric here. And then this piece actually goes right up against here. So it's covering part of this check. And I have my Santa, and I just want to make sure he's going to be good here. And I'm using Scrapbook adhesive foam strips. It's a fairly new product of theirs. These are the wide ones. And I will put that on. Where do we want it? And you can use whatever dimensional you want, obviously. Peel off the back. And then if you take just a little liquid adhesive and put on your foam strips, that'll allow you a little bit of wiggle room. Which I needed. I'm going to put it on like so. Then out of your ephemera, you will need this joyful tag. And I popped that up. that goes in the upper corner. That. And then from your foam stickers, I use Merry Christmas. Obviously, you can use whatever sentiment you want to put on there. And this one you can put adhesive on the back just like you did with the others. It all works, it's all good. And then also a heart from your foam stickers. And I covered up this other little heart with my foam heart. And then your cover's good. And then while that glue is drying, we're going to go to the back cover. And you know this is your back cover because it says Simple Stories on it. And then we need our tree paper. And I cut that about here. I know that's not very accurate, but I wanted about 3/4 of an inch above the tree, and it was this tree I used. So about 3/4 of an inch above that. That's way too much. And I wanted this tree on there. As you can see, it was just to the right of that tree. About like that. And then it needs to be cut down to 3 3/4. So I'm cutting off some of the bottom. Adhere that to our back panel. Like that. Then out of your ephemera, you need this tag and some of your twine. Six inches should be plenty. And then what I do is I staple this. For me, it just makes my fingers have a little bit of glue on it and it's sticking to them. There we go. And I think I'll try that just a little bit. And then this is popped up. I'm using them so we don't get quite so much dimension in this. Although the book's going to have trouble laying flat anyway. But that's okay. That's going to go on about like so. And then this is on your foam stickers again, right here. Take that off. Place it about like that. So the back cover is then done. We'll go back to our front cover. On the inside, we need our script paper, and that is cut at 1 3/4. I believe I used, yes, the whole thing there. And then we need some green check, which is the back of the trees. And that is 2 by 2 3/4. So we'll cut that 2 by 2 3/4. I'm looking at that. That doesn't look bad either. But I used it the other side. I used the checks. And because I hate cutting my corners to try and make a tag, I have this We Are Memory Keepers corner punch. And I will use that. That way my corners will be the same. So we're going to adhere this down first. Like so. And this, because I'm creating a pocket, I'm going to use my score tape. I just find for pockets it works for me better. You can use red line tape. You can use your adhesive. But again, for me, this works best for pockets. And there's several manufacturers out there of this tape. And I just kind of burnish that down. And the score tape is a little easier to get the paper backing off than the red line tape. But other than that, this doesn't matter. All works, all's good. And just make sure your words are the correct, right, up and down. And just place that on there. Then we have our tag, which we need another piece of twine. Again, I'm going to do it the same way. I'm going to staple it on the top here. And tie the bow. I got this one kind of short. Again, put some dimensionals on the back. On the right side here, I put some extra dimensionals because it's going to want to flip up. And Jolliest is again found on your foam stickers. And that's going to just go right there. Now this piece, that's a tag. We don't need to cut that now. You can figure out later what you want to put in the inside here. Any of your papers will work. Maybe you want to put in multiple papers. But that's it for that. So your cover, front, inside, and your back cover is done. Nothing goes on the very back.